So, another revelation. Salt actually gives you the opportunity to tap into the intelligence of the universe and in your body. Guess what? The natural intelligent reaction when you eat salt. You drink water. That's the intelligence. That's the intelligence. So guess what? When you eat a bunch of sugar, some people then want something salty to offset that sugar. I'm telling you, when you go in and you tweak your hormones with pills, powder, supplements, detoxes, and concoctions that are antibiotic or they're just so probiotic that it's not offset with salts, you're causing an imbalance and then you're dimming the intelligence. Do you know why there's so much cancer, disease, and chronic illness and all the different isms in our societies? Because we have so many people who lack biophysical intelligence. Do you know why people die? It's because their intelligence has been dimmed to such an extent that the body can't even work on its own anymore. And the medical community can't even go in and tweak you anymore because you lack any more intelligence in your body, mind, and spirit. Now I freaking get it. Why people have an issue with the jelly juice. Because they don't trust their body to be able to tell them to be fucking thirsty and to drink water. That's the issue, is we have so many people who lack biochemical intelligence. And then it manifests in obesity, hypertension, cardiovascular issues, racism. It manifests in shorter lifespans. It manifests in sickle cell anemia. I'm telling you, every single cancer, disease, chronic illness, autoimmune disorder is all lack of intelligence of the body, and the body's trying to freaking evolve. And guess what some of you are doing? You are dimming that intelligence even further. When you go play the starvation diets and you go play the tweaking and taking out organs and you're taking your antibiotics and all your different concoctions regardless, and you don't know how to tell your community how to balance everything out, and they're still dying from hypertension, obesity, autoimmune disorders, insulin, issues. I am telling you, the intelligence is being destroyed out there. And that's why you're seeing the medical community become such a powerful force, because they are the puppet, they are the master of puppets. They are the ones that are pulled. They are the intelligence, the third eye, because you lack the intelligence to know, to trust your body, to be able to let it do what it's doing if you give it the salt, the sugar, and the food, the amino acids. And so now I freaking get it. The lack of biophysical intelligence. So there is verbal intelligence, written intelligence, and biophysical intelligence. And if your biophysical intelligence is dimming, then your verbal and your written are going to be dimming or dimmed, and then you'll be a regurgitator. You'll be a robot. You'll just parrot whatever pundit out there, whatever, figurehead in politics, religion, and science. You won't have a thought of your own. And yes, that is the trinity of intelligence. Biophysical, verbal, and written. Because I'm telling you, when your biophysical intelligence is becoming so on par, guess what? Your written intelligence is going to come out, and so is your verbal intelligence. Do you realize, if you watch my videos from 100 years ago, from 3 or 4 years ago, I do not sound the same. I sound completely different than I did 4 years ago. Guess what? Because I allowed the biophysical intelligence to actually realize itself. And then it manifests in my written, and it manifests in the verbal. And then I exercise that intelligence. I do research. I read. I go on and risk sounding stupid, sounding weird, because I am just developing myself. I do personal, professional development. I don't have a cure. I'm not trying to sell a concoction. It's a recipe and a pathway to tap into your biochemical intelligence. And some of you are dimming your intelligence as we speak because it makes money. Oh yeah, it's easy to cannibalize your friends and family with all your pills, powder, supplements, and detoxes and concoctions. that are really not doing a make a bit of difference because you haven't changed your biochemistry. You're not exemplifying a balanced person. You still have your counter disease, chronic illness, and aging and degrading. So what makes you the purveyor of intelligent biophysics? And so, yeah, there are so many gods of death out there. And the gods of death dim people's intelligence, and they just take their energy, take their money, they take as much intelligence as they can from them. And yeah, they're sitting on a pile of money, but they only have 5 or 10 years because their bodies and their predispositions are actively destroying them, and they're lacking intelligence. And it compounds. So the trinity of intelligence is biophysical. And that's the same thing with communication. If you don't have clear communication in your biophysics, you're not going to have the intelligence because there's blockages. There's ignorance in some of your organs. Some people's organs have been shut down because they've had operations or they had organs taken out. And so there is ignorance in aspects of their body. And so, of course, they're not going to have the full capacity of an intelligent body, and it's not going to come out in their verbal or their written, and then they become a straight regurgitator. And that's what the system is basically spinning out, is a bunch of regurgitators that lack biophysical intelligence. And so they become a robot, and they just use them for their body, and maybe with a little bit of the mind, they can regurgitate and memorize, something until they've exploited and taken their resources. Those are the gods of the dead. I'm serious. We have so many little demigods out there that will just destroy their friends and family by dimming their intelligence with their lack of their own biophysical intelligence. And I freaking get it. I get it like I have never gotten it before. Because I noticed my intelligence has increased as soon as I cleared the pipes and I rebuilt my cell structures. And I got rid of the discrimination, the racism, the food discrimination, the food promotion. Oh, you should eat only this piece of food and this thing and this, and I don't listen to any more of those gurus out there that in the past have passed away, and you say, oh yeah, they were killed by Big Pharma. That's all the holistic spin story to justify them putting out some other concoction that you're going to go and pass on to your friends. They're not going to have any bit of a difference. That's more of the same. Oh yeah, they'll get a biochemical high because you gave them a rush of some kind of triggers to their hormones, but they're still on that death trajectory. They haven't gone off the death process, and you haven't helped them get on the life trajectory. So biophysical intelligence, and that actually translates into biophysical communication. And so if you want to be intelligent, literally like an innovator, intelligent, where you're actually living indefinitely and you can actually conceptualize a very complex thought, you got to get your intelligence back to your systems. And a lot of different cultures have been biophysically messed with to where they don't have the full intelligence because they were used as a puppet. And so if you want to get your culture back, you want to get your life back, you want to get your potential back, you got to be able to tap into the intelligence of your body. And if that is not your purview and you're on your whole, I want to preserve my culture, and you're destroying your culture, the system has you. Rockefeller has you. Rothschild has you. All the 17 influential families that used your culture and you as a means to nation build and then sacrifice. If that's what you want to do, is keep promoting the same, that's the whole thing with the white collar versus blue collar. It's time for the blue collar people to really realize their potential and their intelligence, and to stop listening to the white collar criminals out there that find the loopholes and they use their word magic. And then they get you to then exploit your friends and family with all of the different remedies in the holistic allopathic world, dimming your potential, your kid's potential, and dimming your intelligence. I freaking get it. Holy crap. All right, bye.